Welcome to this Fusion design tutorial. In this tutorial I'm going to be going over some ways in which you could speed up the design process in Fusion using keyboard shortcuts, among some other functions as well. I've got a basic square room layout here. I'm just going to add first unit I'm going to add into this design is a floor oven. We'll just put there one drawer, and I'm going to press enter. I'm not going to select my style colors at the moment. By selecting the wall, holding down shift and selecting the unit, we can use our centralize button to place this unit in the middle of the room. Second unit I'm going to add is the FD4 floor 4 drawer. Give this a size of 450. Just press enter. By using control and right arrow, I can move this unit over to join onto this floor oven unit. I'm going to right click and attach my cursor to the floor oven, and just by using Control C and Control V I can copy and paste this unit from this side to that side of the unit. I'm just going to also now right click and attach my cursor to this wall. Let's add in an FD2, give this a dimension of 700, press enter. I'm going to once again use my control and right arrow and allow the unit to move over to join onto this floor 4 drawer unit. Again, right click, attach cursor to the FD4. Instead of using Control C and Control V, we could actually just use Control D, and what Control D does is it duplicates the unit in the position of where the cursor is situated. Alright, I'm going to now position my cursor in that point. Let's select one of the appliance catalogs. I'm now just going to add a cooker hood. We'll add this one over here, and I'm going to use the same method that when cooker hood's currently selected, hold down shift, click on my wall and centralize this unit onto the wall. Let's right click and position the cursor here and add a couple of wall units. Maybe we'll add a WG flap, wall glass flap door, and add that to the design. Click OK. Information will change this to 900. Let's go into elevation view. Yep, like the height of that. Go back to plan. Right click, position cursor. We can use the duplicate option again. Control right arrow, we'll just move that over there, and left arrow we can type in, you'll see there in this point we can just type in the value of 50 and we have it in the right position. Let's just add a couple of filler pieces into this design. Floor filler, tab down, shift tab, let's enter in a filler, attach our cursor to the FD2, and we can duplicate again. You can see using this method it's a little bit quicker adding these units into the design. Add another normal flap, W flap door, give the dimension of 900, height 360, and we can see our height of the floor set to 1400, which is the same height of our wall glass. We don't want it to sit in that position, so we just need to add 360 onto this, so we put 1760, press enter. Using Control and 4 we can change to our elevation view without having to go to the view menu. You'll actually notice that we have our control keyboard shortcuts that are shown on the right hand side of the functions. Let's go back to plan view, position our cursor there, and once again use the Control D button. Some other keyboard shortcuts for changing our views, we already know Control and 4 brings us to elevation. Using Control and 5 will bring us to our perspective view, and to get back to the plan view we use Control and 3. Other ones that are quite handy is Control and 2, that brings us to our item list. Control 1 brings us through to our room details, where we can select maybe the Fusion QM catalog, and if we double click on this one unit here, sorry, not double click on the unit, but we select the unit, we can see what styles we have selected for this unit. Let's go back to plan. Now I want to set the style information for this room. I just want to have a plain door with maybe a bar handle. To to get to our change default styles, instead of going to the change default style menu, we can use Control and the letter Q. This will open up the change default styles manufacturer option. We just double click on the catalog we want to change. We'll keep it on at custom all. Let's change our door supplier. We'll just keep that at custom as well. Use the generic doors. I'm going to select slab, then I will select the plane with vertical grain, and last thing is we can choose our handles. Let's go with the Larson range, and well, maybe we won't keep it a bar handle. Let's use the Salvia. That is a bar handle, and I want to change the orientation to 25mm centered horizontal. We'll select OK, and go back to elevation view, and there's our new style selected. Let's change our render settings to a draft render. Now, for instance, if we wish to make these base units a different color, we'll keep the top units white, but we want these to be a burgundy mahogany. We can just drag a selection window around all the base units, and by using Control plus Shift plus Q, it opens up the change selection style window. And here I can just go and change the colors of these units to the PG burgundy mahogany. Select OK, and there our selection is made. Control and 3, go back to plan view. Let's just add in a wall filler, WF, make it 50, add, attach the cursor to any one of these units and duplicate that unit again. We're going to run auto features. The keyboard shortcut for auto features is Control and K. By using that, we now have our auto features options enabled. We can use this graphical list mode to see what options we have. We're going to use a 50mm bulkhead overhang, plinth aluminium, and we'll use a flat light shield. Select OK. We'll just run through the auto features options here. And now the style details is asking us to select our worktop color, and over here we will just, let's maybe use almond rocker from Caesarstone. Let's view this in perspective. We'll see if we're happy with what we have currently. Use Future Vision. Great. Now, other keyboard shortcuts that I find useful is the layers keyboard shortcut, Control plus the letter L. This will open up our layers. If we wish to hide certain layers, maybe we want to hide the cooker hood, we just select that and click OK, and our cooker hood will be hidden from the display. To bring that back, we just use Control L again and select it, and the cooker hood is brought back to display. Now, if I was to make some alterations to this design, let's go to plan view. We'll delete this wall, and let's just start adding some other walls into our design. Maybe we'll bring this one off down to this area here, drag it about 2 meters out, and we'll just close it off there. If we turn to our perspective view and take a look in this direction, we'll see that our floor and ceiling have just been drawn to the dimensions of the previous square room. The two keyboard shortcuts for adding a floor and a ceiling, we'll see there. Add floor is Control G and Control H. So we just use Control G, the floor will be added into our design, and Control H, we now have the ceiling redrawn. Those are the fairly quick ways to add those two items into a altered room. There are many other different keyboard shortcuts. Those are just a few of the ones that I find useful. Best just to play around with some of them, take a look inside your pull down menus, see what the different options are for the keyboard shortcuts.